Hello everyone. In this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Imran Riaz Khan to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Imran Riaz Khan's words. This morning, Iran launched its biggest ever attack on Israel. Some claims have come forward from the Israeli side. Israel says that Iran's airspace is now completely under their control. They believe that their aircraft can now move freely over the entirety of Iran. Is that true? Well, it's Israel's claim. They've stated that they can now send their fighter jets wherever they want within Iran. According to them, Iran doesn't even have an air force, only a limited air defense system. Iran's real capability lies in its missile power, with which it can launch continuous attacks. According to some Iranian sources, they can rain missiles on Israel for a long duration on a daily basis. That is, they claim to have so many missiles that they could completely destroy Israel. Israel, on the other hand, claims to have taken control of Iran's airspace. We'll soon hear Iran's response on this, which I'll share with you. But the attack Iran carried out early this morning is the biggest one yet. Around 100 missiles were fired simultaneously at Israel. 8 Israelis were killed and more than 300 have been injured. Meanwhile, Iran's Ministry of Health reports that as a result of Israeli attacks, 224 people have been martyred so far. 90% of them were civilians. The rest include armed forces personnel, some scientists and generals. Israel too is facing losses. Israelis are fleeing the country. We've seen strange and unusual scenes. Previously, whenever Israel engaged in conflict, its civilians would seek protection by fleeing to European airports, and they were welcomed there. We've seen this not once, but many times. As soon as Israeli citizens landed in Europe with Israeli flags, they were welcomed. But this time, it didn't happen. Over the past 2 years, Israel has committed such oppression and barbarism in Gaza that its image has been completely ruined globally. I recently saw some visuals from the capital of France when a flight landed and Israeli passengers who had fled for their lives disembarked waving Israeli flags and chanting slogans. They were met not with cheers but with protest. The people at the airport reacted coldly, even angrily. This is a clear message to Israel and its citizens that the warmongering they are caught up in is not earning them respect in the world. In fact, the world is turning against them. We've seen such scenes in France and are seeing them in other places too. There have been massive protests across the world in support of the people of Gaza. In the Netherlands, one protest shook me. It was so large that the Pakistani government has never allowed a protest of that size within its own country. Huge protests have been held in America, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands and many other countries. Meanwhile, in Pakistan, the current government seems like it wants to please Israel. They don't allow anyone to speak against Israel or show support for Palestinians. Those who try are beaten, and anyone holding a Palestinian flag has it taken from them, even in Pakistani stadiums. Iran has inflicted serious damage on Israel. I have Israel's map in front of me, and Iranian strikes have targeted many of its important areas. According to available information, several reliable journalists like Razi Tahir and his team are reporting well on this. Among Iran's notable successes, Haifa's oil refinery was completely destroyed. The Haifa power plant has been destroyed. The Rafael weapons factory has been demolished. Successful strikes were made on the Negev airbase. Many buildings in Israel's capital, Tel Aviv, were targeted. The Arrow 3 air defense system stationed in Haifa was destroyed. Now, people are questioning why Israel's Iron Dome is failing. There are many investigations into how Iranian missiles are directly hitting their targets and why buildings are being destroyed. Israeli citizens had been made to believe they were untouchable, that no bomb could ever hit them. But now it's happening. The Iron Dome was originally designed to intercept just a few missiles or rockets, maybe 2, 4 or 5 at most. It works well when a missile or rocket is incoming once in a while within a 70-mile range. But now, under missile rain, its capacity gets exhausted after a few interceptions, and the rest of the missiles reach their targets. Iran realized this last year when Israel made a huge mistake and assassinated Ismail Haniyeh. In response, Iran launched a major drone and missile attack. Some missiles hit their targets, and Iran learned that to effectively bypass Israeli air defense, they would need to launch missiles and drones in large numbers to overwhelm and deceive the system. That's what they did. And now the Iron Dome is being deceived, causing panic even within the Israeli government. Israel's army chief himself has admitted their failure to stop the attacks. Many buildings have been destroyed. Iran specifically targeted sensitive sites. Some prominent Pakistani scientists used to say the Iron Dome is so powerful that it even protects Muslims, not just Israelis. But well, facts speak otherwise. Iran is targeting only Israeli military or strategic sites, not Muslim-populated areas, and the Iron Dome only activates where important Israeli installations are or where a large number of Israelis live. If a missile is headed toward a less important or unpopulated area or an area with Muslims, the Iron Dome doesn't stop it, it lets it pass. So, those praising the system should study science a bit more to understand what's really happening. Now, another image has surfaced. This man, introduced as an Islamic warrior, Mr. Giuliani, who was brought in after the brutal regime of Bashar al-Assad was overthrown in Syria. Overnight, Giuliani became president. He has now openly announced support for Israel and vowed to help them against Iran. If you look at a map of the Middle East, you'll see Iran on one side and Israel on the other. Between them lie 4 countries: Iraq, Jordan, Saudi Arabia and Syria. Iran mostly uses Iraqi and Jordanian airspace and occasionally Syrian. They avoid Saudi airspace. Interestingly, Saudi Arabia is supporting them, Iraq is supporting them, but Jordan is now siding with Israel. And now Syria is too, saying they'll provide their territory and airspace to protect Israel and allow attacks on Iranian targets. Another miscalculation by Israel was assuming that if they attacked Iran, Iran would retaliate by targeting US bases in the region. But Iran wisely chose not to provoke the US and focused all its missile fire on Israel alone. This morning's attack was a massive strike. Sirens were blaring all over Israel. Now Israelis are leaving the country, especially after Iran issued a warning demanding that the occupied territories be vacated. Iran has said these lands do not belong to Israel and soon will become uninhabitable. For Israel, this has become a nightmare. They assumed the US would get dragged into the war, but so far that hasn't happened. In fact, the US is now communicating with Russia, and they are asking Russia to stop Iran from this war and to negotiate a ceasefire. It's possible that within the next few hours or days, a ceasefire will be reached. There should be a ceasefire, but at least as a result of this war, Israel has, for the first time, realized that they can be hit back. Iran has once again stated that they were always ready for all kinds of cooperation and that they can still be open to it. But at the same time within Iran, there is now a rapidly growing belief that they need to become a nuclear power. It is possible that through an act of parliament, Iran may withdraw from its commitments in the near future and begin progressing toward becoming a nuclear power. Because after what Israel has done to them, they feel they have no other choice left. Viewers, what can Pakistan do in this situation? This is a big question. Look, Pakistan is practically doing nothing. A lot of rumors are being spread that an anonymous aircraft enters Israeli airspace, bombs all around, causes destruction, and then disappears somewhere else. Many people are reporting such things. They claim that no one knows where it came from or where it went. It's like the old fairy tales we were told about green-cloaked heroes who used to catch bombs thrown by India. These are just stories. In war, science is what actually matters. When the non-believers launched severe attacks, even the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the most beloved to Allah, was injured. Muslims have faced defeats in battles even when the most pious companions were present. So in war, you have to use your own resources, your mind, and fight bravely. Everything in the air is now tracked by radar. If anything enters the airspace, its origin and route are recorded. Within 2 minutes, it should be known where it took off from, what it did, and where it went. All its footprints are traceable. So don't believe in these stories. These are just emotional ploys. In this war, both sides are facing damage. Iran is also suffering, but for the first time, Israel is taking real damage. A myth is being shattered, that no one can touch Israel. Among the 56 or 57 Muslim countries, only Iran has dared to stand up. And they have done what no one else has. They've turned Israel into rubble. The kind of scenes we used to see in Gaza, we are now witnessing inside Israel. As for Pakistan, practically, it is not part of this war. Morally, Pakistan is standing with Iran. Physically, Pakistan is not providing any assistance or weapons. I can confirm this. I've spoken to key sources in the security forces. I investigated thoroughly, and I found out that Pakistan is not providing any physical support to Iran. These stories about Pakistan designing an operation against Israel are like the old claim that Nawaz Sharif had designed an operation against India. These are just made-up stories. Iran is fighting its own war, and fighting it well. What Pakistan can do is give Iran economic support. For example, Pakistan could start buying oil from Iran. It would be cheaper, the world would find out, Iran would benefit, and a clear message would be sent. But Pakistan won't do this either. Right now, Pakistan is in no mood and no position to mess with any global powers. Now, let's talk about what's happening inside Pakistan. First, a very bizarre claim was made. These government people are not educated, and they don't even try. Imran Khan had said. But now, the current government of Maryam Nawaz has claimed that during Imran Khan's tenure, petrol was 400 rupees per litre. They think Pakistanis are fools. They think we all suffer from short-term memory loss. Tomorrow they'll say it was 500 rupees per litre. In reality, during Imran Khan's time, petrol was 145 rupees per litre. Diesel was 145, petrol was 150, and now these people are blatantly claiming that it was 400. No, in fact, you've made it more expensive. You're selling it at double the price. When oil was expensive on the global market, Imran Khan kept it cheap. Today, when it's cheaper globally, you're still selling it at a high price. Doctor? Yasmin Rashid has made an important statement about her imprisonment. I've told you before that she was kept in prison at the behest of Nawaz Sharif. Yasmin Rashid says Nawaz is afraid of her, that if she's released, she'll come out and expose the truth about Form 45 and the rigged elections. She said this in a prison interview reported by Shakir Rehman. I've been saying for a long time, Nawaz Sharif doesn't want to be humiliated. Yasmin Rashid and Sanam Javed, daughter of Maryam Nawaz, have become a nightmare for them. The father and daughter are both terrified. I was reading their budget, and honestly, I was shocked. It's sheer narcissism and madness. Every page was filled with Nawaz Sharif, Maryam Nawaz, Nawaz Sharif Institute, Maryam Nawaz Foundation. It felt like I wasn't reading a provincial budget, but a diary of the Sharif family, or poetry written in their praise. Our establishment has forced these mentally unstable narcissists upon us. And let me tell you about another such person, Pakistan's current finance minister. Look at his work. He says, every child in Pakistan is rich. Every household has 3 types of meals. Even the poor eat expensive chicken twice a day. If you don't pay taxes, who will? This is our finance minister. Meanwhile, 45% of Pakistan's population is below the poverty line. Half the country is poor. People can't pay electricity and gas bills. Parents can't pay school fees. People are surviving on loans. It's hard for families to even afford 1 meal a day. This man, however, has no connection with the public. He's never asked for a vote, never interacted with ordinary people, and lives in an air-conditioned office. Whatever the bureaucrats tell him, he accepts as truth. That's why we say only elected representatives should be in government. Those who feel the people's pain. These people, selected behind closed doors, are the very reason why Imran Khan is demanding real democracy. So elected leaders can make decisions themselves. This man, the finance minister, doesn't know what's happening in the average household. And yet he says Pakistanis are getting richer. You've broken the backs of salaried people by extracting taxes from them. Yet the wealthy elite pay no taxes. Now, one more very big news story. An interesting and, well, honestly, a satisfying one. Talat Hussain, a journalist, has been given a job at Pakistan Television, or PTV. When someone gets hired at PTV, it's usually because they've rendered specific services, like flattering the government, pushing its narrative, and, polishing the boots of the establishment. That's how jobs are handed out now. Merit has vanished. Looking at the kind of people now brought into PTV, it's disgraceful. Public funds are being used to fill their pockets, but finally someone got exactly what they deserved. Also, the military-owned Fauji fertilizer company has shown interest in buying PIA, that's Pakistan International Airlines. One institution wants to buy another. I'll talk more about this strange model in detail later. Finally, another interesting story. Turkish hackers have reportedly hacked Israel's missile alert system. They managed to trigger sirens across Israel. Alarms were going off everywhere. People were lying in the streets, hiding under cars. It was a chaotic scene. So even Turkey has made its mark, not with weapons, but through cyber warfare. Turkish hackers hacked Israel's missile alert system and started blaring sirens. This was reported by Reuters Urdu, and I've shared it with you here. That wraps up our translation of Imran Riaz Khan's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.